Good evening. Vice President and Education Secretary Sara says there will be no penalty for the teacher who scolded her students in a viral video. A spliced version of the teacher's live video on TikTok went viral online, angering netizens on various social media platforms. The video shows the teacher angrily scolding her students, allegedly for misbehaving in class. On Monday, March 18, the Department of Education issued a show-cause order against the teacher, asking her to explain her actions within 72 hours or 3 days. Duterte says she read the teacher's explanation and told the DepEd regional office handling the case that no penalty will be given to the teacher. The vice president says she only ordered the regional office to remind the teacher to pause teaching when she's angry. Duterte adds that the teacher apparently did not realize she was online when she was scolding her students. According to Duterte, teachers are also humans who can get angry, especially when they handle many students. But Duterte notes that people should understand how to act when they are angry. The Quezon City government declares a pertussis or whooping cough outbreak in the city. The Quezon City Epidemiology and Surveillance Division says it logged 23 cases of the bacterial disease in the city from January 1 to March 20 this year. This figure is considered high as the Quezon City Epidemiology and Surveillance Division notes there were no recorded cases of whooping cough in the same period in 2023. The cases also include 4 pertussis-related deaths of infants aged 22 days old to 60 days old. Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte assures the public that the city government is focusing on efforts to curb the spread of the disease, including procurement of the needed vaccines. The Department of Health earlier reported a significant increase of whooping cough cases nationwide during the first 10 weeks of 2024 compared to previous years. According to the Health Department, a total of 453 whooping cough cases were recorded in the first 10 weeks of the year. This is higher than the 23 cases in the same period in 2023 and 2 cases recorded in the same period in 2022. According to the DOH, whooping cough is a highly contagious bacterial respiratory infection that manifests through influenza-like symptoms such as mild fever, colds, and coughs 7 to 10 days after exposure. Mostly common among infants and children, the disease can be treated with antibiotics and prevented through vaccination. There is no proof that the Chinese nationals who were recruited to be members of the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary are spies. This is according to Coast Guard spokesperson Rear Admiral Armand Balilo. A House of Representatives committee hearing on Wednesday, March 20, revealed that the PCG Auxiliary enlisted Chinese nationals as voluntary members for its humanitarian undertakings, but the Chinese nationals were eventually delisted. The revelation comes amid heightened tensions between Manila and Beijing over the West Philippine Sea. However, Balilo on Thursday, March 21, says there is no evidence to accuse them of being Chinese spies.
Wala po tayong matibay na basihan para maakusahan silang mga Chinese spies. Ang sabi ko nga sa inyo, nagkaroon din kami ng vetting nung sila'y nag-apply at matagal na po silang tutulong sa Philippine Coast Guard sa aspect lang po ng humanitarian assistance, donation.
When asked if these Chinese nationals may be involved in the recent hacking attacks against government agencies, websites, and social media pages, Balilo says the Chinese members were not involved. The Coast Guard spokesperson reiterates that these Chinese auxiliary members had nothing to do with the agency's sensitive operations.
Hindi naman, ito yung mga ordinaryong businessman. Nung nag-apply itong mga to, nung 2015, wala pang issue sa West Philippines masyado. Kaya ito'y may mga clearance kaming kinuha noon. Itong mga Chinese businessman na na-recruit po ng Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary ay walang anumang partisipasyon po sa operasyon ng Philippine Coast Guard at wala rin silang direct access sa mga sensitibong areas ng Philippine Coast Guard.
Sen Grace Poe says the proposal that calls for the revocation of Sunshine Media Network International's authority to operate must serve as an example for future franchise legislation. According to Poe, utmost study and scrutiny must be made on the SMNI franchise cancellation bill because it could serve as a precedent for similar cases. She points out that a franchise is considered a privilege and grantees should always uphold fairness and public welfare. Poe commits to take action once the bill is transmitted to the Senate and referred to the Senate Committee on Public Services, which she chairs. The senator says her panel will seek the consensus of the body. She says she will also defer to the Senate leadership on the pace of the bill's disposition, as she notes a franchise bill has never been listed as a priority. On Wednesday, March 20, the House of Representatives approved on third and final reading the bill seeking to revoke SMNI's franchise after a House panel found the network committed several violations. The Department of Agriculture is ordering the speedy reopening of padlocked National Food Authority warehouses following the suspension of over 100 NFA officials and employees. According to the Agriculture Department, 99 NFA warehouses are still padlocked after the Ombudsman suspended the NFA officials and employees over the allegedly anomalous sale of rice buffer stock to private traders. The DA says it transferred the authority of 99 NFA warehouses to the deputies of the suspended warehouse operators. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr. gives assurance that all padlocked warehouses will be reopened soonest to secure rice farmers' income as well as the maximum volume of palay for buffer stocking. The Movie and Television Review and Classification Board is banning the film Chasing Tuna in the Ocean from domestic exhibition, citing scenes that prominently display the controversial 9-dash line being imposed by China. The film has been slapped with an X rating, categorizing it as not for public exhibition within the Philippines. The decision comes after a thorough review by the MTRCB Committee on First Review, which concluded that the film's depiction of the 9-dash line symbolizes China's territorial claim over the South China Sea. According to the MTRCB, the depiction of the 9-dash line is considered an attack against the prestige of the Republic of the Philippines and is violative of Presidential Decree number 1986. Chasing Tuna in the Ocean records the hardships of the fishermen fishing for tuna in the Indian Ocean and presents the fearlessness and responsibility of the fishermen from a delicate perspective. The Philippines rises 23 spots to land 53rd in the 2024 World Happiness Report. The Philippines is now 53rd in the latest World Happiness Report from 76th in 2023. In 2022, the Philippines' ranking was at 60th. Meanwhile, Finland retains its place as the happiest country in the world for the 7th year in a row. Afghanistan maintains its lowest placement in the annual list at 143rd, with the report owing it to the ongoing political turmoil in the country. The World Happiness Report is a publication of the Wellbeing Research Center at the University of Oxford in the United Kingdom. The ranking is based on happiness measurement through life evaluation data collected across several countries from 2021 to 2023. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. Vice President and Education Secretary Sara says there will be no penalty for the teacher who scolded her students in a viral video. Pertussis or whooping cough outbreak declared in Quezon City. And President Bongbong Marcos and First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos experiencing flu-like symptoms, according to the Presidential Communications Office. These are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.